I know that a lot of people think New Year's resolutions are corny, or people make them and then they just don't end up following through with them after a few weeks. But I'm being 100% honest with you when I tell you that 2 years ago, I made a New Year's resolution that completely changed my life. And as you can imagine, it was starting this YouTube channel. I'm really not trying to be some corny motivational speaker right now. But when I tell you that 2 years ago, I was just a guy with an idea, that's all I was, just like you. I always had dreams of doing something creative and building a career based on my terms and not somebody else's or some company's. And I know a lot of you that are watching this right now feel that way. I really can't stress this enough that I was just a couple of years ago like the most normal, non-important person with just an idea, just a dream. And now like YouTube is my full-time thing, is what I do. But I'm gonna give you 3 big pieces of advice that I think are really useful. I think the most important ones that are very practical, very realistic, that will help you with your New Year's Eve resolution, and ones that I really feel like you can implement in your life to actually achieve your goal. The first one being drink more water. No, I'm kidding, but like kinda not really.
You can do it!
Number 1, you're gonna have to sacrifice all of your free time. Yes, all of it. Any time you have outside of eating, sleeping, going to work to pay your bills, or going to school, all of that time that's not doing those things, you need to be doing your thing, whatever it is, which I imagine a lot of you is making music, because that's what my channel's about, but whatever it is, all of your free time needs to go to that. And even those important things that I just mentioned, you're gonna have to sacrifice some of that time as well. I can remember very distinctly when I was going to class, I would edit videos. While I was at work. I would even skip meals. Sometimes I still do skip meals to get work done, which I don't recommend. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. And sure, you could take a break every now and again, but the more obsessed you get, the more successful you'll be. Number 2, you're gonna have to sacrifice relationships, because you're gonna have to go multiple days without seeing, talking, or hanging out with your friends. Now, I personally hit the lottery when it came to having friends, because they never judged me or got mad at me when I didn't hit them up for days or even weeks, because they knew that I was just in my room being obsessed with YouTube and working as hard as I could to achieve my goal. And if you don't have friends like that, it's gonna be difficult. But I personally feel like if you have friends that aren't supporting your dream of doing whatever it is that you're doing, and if they don't understand that it's gonna sacrifice your relationship or your time to be able to spend together, then I don't know if they're really that great of friends to begin with. I feel like a good friend is someone where it doesn't matter how long it's been since you've seen them, but the moment that you see them, it's like you saw them yesterday. You just pick up where you left off. And I think that once you start going for your dreams, you're really gonna find out who your friends are. And this goes the same with personal relationships, with the significant other. You're gonna have to sacrifice time away from them to do your thing. And unless you have a really supportive partner, I don't know how it's gonna work, because relationships cost a lot of money that you could be investing into your thing, and they also just take up a lot of time. I mean, some of the best things to do while in a relationship is just hang out with them and just chill on the couch and do nothing. But the problem with that is it's extremely unproductive and doesn't help you forward your goals at all. Me being single was pretty critical to my success. I mean, as soon as I wasn't in a relationship, that's when my productivity increased the most, and that's when I really had the biggest growth spurt on my channel. And the only reason I have a successful relationship right now is because my girlfriend is hardworking herself, and she understands that my career is my life and it's what I love to do, so I spend a lot of time doing that. So don't feel hopeless. Those people are out there. They're just really hard to find. And number 3, the piece of advice that I think is the biggest, and one that I feel like doesn't really get highlighted in the correct way, is you have to make as many connections as possible. Networking. This world is not about what you know, it's about who you know. And that goes with literally any career. Even one that requires you to live life on your own terms and be independent and be your own business or whatever, you're gonna still need a lot of connections. The easiest way to build a connection is to give something to whatever the person that you want to connect with, something more than they can give back to you. So my motto is really to always give more than you receive, and I feel like that's a good one to live by. But the key to that is also to have no expectations. If you give to somebody, you can't expect anything in return. That way, if they do return it, it's all good, and if they don't, you're just gonna keep it moving. You're not upset. And trust me, you will get burned a lot and you will get fucked over a lot. It's just how it goes. But the ones that don't take advantage and they realize that you're just being a good person and you're doing the right thing, those will build the strongest relationships, business and personal, for as long as your career lasts. You have to keep other people's intentions in mind just as much as your own, because people know when you're just trying to get something over on them. They know when there's nothing in it for them. I have tons of people that reach out to me and there's not much in it for me, so why would I do it for them? Very recently, I did actually have an artist that was able to give me something that was worth value more than I could give back to them. An artist reached out to me and offered to do a free merch design in exchange for a song of the day placement. For me, all I have to do is screen record their song and put it in a video. It's really not that big of a deal for me, and it's not that hard. But for him, he spent hours creating a merch design that I could potentially put out and make a ton of money on it. So if you think about it, it wasn't really all that fair of a trade for him. But I'm the type of person where if you do something as great as that for me, I won't forget about it. I will recommend him to other people in the future, and I'll most likely hit him up again for more design work in the future and pay him. Now, when I reach out to somebody, I say, what's in it for them? I'm not expecting anything in return. What I used to do in the beginning is like, if I wanted to make relationships with artists or be friends with them, I would just promote them on my YouTube and potentially bring them to a larger audience. And then in return, I would hope that they maybe DM'd me and thanked me or maybe followed me. But if they didn't, it's all good. There's still artists that I promote to this day that I don't talk to, that I kind of wish that I did, but it is what it is. I don't blame them and they don't need to. But in the beginning, I would promote them and I became good friends with a lot of artists and they have helped my brand grow and I've helped them grow. It's been pretty mutual. Almost all of them are bigger than me and, you know, their brands are bigger than mine, and that's okay. Because my intention was never to use them to build bigger than them and never talk to them ever again. It was just like, maybe we could be friends, maybe we could be cool, and if not, it's all good. The point is, like, people are gonna be trying to get stuff from each other. That's just how business works. Everybody's got an angle, everybody's got something that they want to gain from you. And if they're smart, they understand that you have something to gain from them. That's how a good business relationship works. There's just a way to do it to not be slimy or deceiving or deceptive. Just be honest always, be straight up with what you want and what you're trying to achieve, but keep in mind what they want to achieve. Like, what can you do for them? And as long as you keep that in mind, you will build really, really strong relationships, because I promise you can't do everything 100% on your own. You can get pretty far. Some people are really skillful and can do a lot on their own, but it's only gonna go so far. Stop waiting. It's a new year. Stop saying you're gonna do it. Stop saying you're gonna do the thing that you're never gonna do. Just buckle down and do it. Make these sacrifices. Take this advice. Figure out how you can implement it into what you want to do, and have a great 2020, because in 2 years your whole life could change just like mine. Like, literally just like mine. I was you. I was a normal guy, just like you. And I know everybody says that, but like, it really was me, and it can be you. My name is Patrick CC. I'm out.